YouTube, it's Rob. I have another video showing you stuff about our planet that you won't see in plate tectonics or pretty much anywhere, I would believe. Um, I'm going to show you the underlying processes that created Africa, and there's more than one. There's other ones besides this one here. But I want to start off with this one. This one's kind of obvious when you can see that it looks a lot like this. And it has reoccurring patterns on it, like this right here with the pointy tip matches up with that. Uh, this is what I call rotation right here, matches up with this hexagon shape looking thing. And then I also believe that this thing right here, this is a spillover. I'm gonna show you that later too. I'm gonna do some stuff on that. This is probably the one of the biggest things that I that I've discovered about this planet is this spillover here, and it looks exactly like what it is. But anyways, I said this lines up over here, and then this guy, the spillover, he kind of lines up over here too in certain areas. I mean, if you look at this place over here on Africa, it looks like a war zone. Um, it looks like it's been beat up, but it's all this is from electrical discharge. And even the Eye of Sahara. I don't know if you've ever seen that before, but it's pretty cool. Um, and these are the processes that beat it up right here. You can see that. Um, I can show you actually that this area here makes up many different areas. India. If I flip this upside down, it fits into India perfect. Um, but let me show you some more here. Okay. Oh yeah, and then this area also lines up with this area right here. Okay, so oh yeah, here's this hexagon shape going for this. Let's see. It does fit pretty good. Okay, yeah, you can see it right here. Right here. They're lined up. And then you see this point right here? Well, I think that lines up with this. Um, but here's the right here. Or is it? Wait. Oh, I can see it needs to rotate. Anyways, it goes like that, and then oh yeah, as it slides in here, this area. And there are other alignments, but I need to move on to other things. I'm going to show you some other stuff. Oh, there's always this too. Yeah, how it fits around there. Yeah, you get the idea. Before I go on with Africa, I wanted to show you what I was talking about with India right here, because this area right here sits right next to India. And check this out. Here it is right here. All you got to do is pretty much flip it around, and then see here. Here is what is that, Korea? Oh yeah, it's the Philippines. Here you got the Philippines now, and here you got the China. I think this is the Sea of China or whatever, right here. But you can see that that is going to fit in there, and then this is going to fit on top of there. See? See, even has it has this dimple right here. And then if you look hard enough, you can see other things too line up. And here's that C right here. And even when I line the C up, this kind of just fits along the dark areas. But that's pretty good, wouldn't you say? And that's right next to one another. And then, yeah, I believe this. See, this tells another story here. It tells of a spillover starting over here, I believe. Because I think these are the same thing on both sides, these spillovers. This is the beginning of it, and here's where it starts to flow. But anyways, so how come nobody saw this, and yet I saw it? Even haters watching this video are gonna have to like scratch their head over this one, because that's a pretty good match, and it's more than good. It is what it is. Because I have two matches. I got this and this. So I'm telling you guys that I know I got this right. Wait till you see the whole story. So anyways, let's move on. Oh yeah, I should show you this though before I go. You notice this vortex shaped looking continent called India, and then you got this uh, gouge here. Looks a lot like this gouge, and you see how this looks a lot like this Central America, Mexico. Well, there's something else too. You see how this fits into there? But you see this, how these are opposites? This faces this way, these face that way. Well, what happens if I told you that this was actually the backside of this? Because it's a vortex. Watch, let me flip it around. See, now look at it. Florida connecting this area. But look, as I bring it in, this is a vortex. This is a rotating vortex. This part's going up and down a little bit. I can tell by the markings on there. See that marking continues on where it's missing. You see that? See how these line up too? This is a vortex. This is the top of the vortex, and it's filled up and it's spilled over. That's how our planet was created. It's that easy. That's pretty simple, like the truth should be simple. But this isn't just this vortex got bigger though too. So, and there's my evidence too, right there on the surface features of a planet. Kind of hard to deny it. I mean, when it's right there staring you in the face. I mean, and then I keep showing the reoccurring patterns, and they do fit. And it's just more proof that plate tectonics cannot be right. Plate tectonics doesn't talk about a vortex. It doesn't talk about a spillover, and it certainly doesn't talk about electricity being involved. And I've showed you that I showed you what made this crater, and I showed you the other half of the crater on the other side of the planet. And there's no doubt about that. Any hater, you go ahead and you make your make your overlay and tell me if that does not fit exact, and it does. And then these are the Birkeland currents, and this is the way our planet was made. And now I just have to convince the entire world that this is how it happened. It shouldn't be too hard because, like I said, the surface features don't lie, and anybody can line up these surface features and find out for themselves the truth. I couldn't imagine what kind of an excuse mainstream science would claim that this is, and this, and all my recurring patterns that line up. What are they going to say that would? What could they possibly say that would put all the things that I've line up into it meaning nothing? I mean, you can't do it. There's a lot of haters they can't wrap their head around the fact that I can line these up so easily, but I can, and that's my proof. And it's pretty much undebunkable. I know this. The haters don't know this, but I do. And I'm hoping that the rest of the world gets to see this too, because it would be really nice for everybody, for me, if everybody got to know how this planet really came to be, so that we could stop listening to these guys from mainstream that keep telling us how things are when they aren't like that. Anyways, let me continue. There's a lot more I need to get through, but I hope that's pretty cool, at least for you guys. I mean, it is pretty cool. Has to be. Oh yeah, before I go, I also, you can see this mark right here, and this mark underneath. It's just more evidence that these lined up. This goes in there and rotates, because this looks like half of a hexagon. This looks like the other half if I rotate it more. But like I said, this is the back side. But see, yeah, so this is like a three-dimensional model. It's the closest I can get. But because of the spinning, though, that's why I can reverse it and line it up, because it's the other half of this, the other half, the other side of it, which might explain why it's on the other side of the planet too. But pretty cool. Oh yeah, one more thing before I forget. Here's the Gulf of Mexico, and you can see that it lines up with the top. It has the similar shape to it. This thing rotated through here. This thing was turning like in a, if you're looking at it, it was rotating like a tornado. Anyways, oh yeah, one more thing. Remember how I showed you this, right? How it fits in there like a glove, perfect. Even fits um, the a lot of these lines in the background. Let me show you something. Okay, here's North America, and I claim that this is the other half of that vortex, and this this is to correlate, that I'm right, because look how that going to fit in here. You see how they're related? But also, let's see here. Okay, so that's like that. Then let's take it and flip it around. There you go. You can see how it fits again. You see that? You can tell this is spinning. There's our Berkland currents there. And then I wouldn't doubt it if, well, hold on. Okay, their coastline, right here in California. Somebody was asking me about what made the Great Lakes. Um, I believe it's related to this right here, it rotating. Maybe I can find us alignment for this, but I believe there's one. Okay, check this out. Here's North America. I flipped this around like the vortex, and remember, this is that spill out. This is the spill out, but check this out. See how it kind of lines up on the coastline, even with the Great Lakes. You see that? It's an underlying process that created North America too. This vortex swept through, spinning and making everything. Look at even the Hudson Bay. This is there's other there's other different layers that created these areas, but this is just one of the obvious ones. See that? See how that fits in there? It's so funny because I know I'm right. It's a no-brainer. If anybody, I'm sure there's people out there right now that realize that I'm right too. Because look at that. And then there's those guys that hate, and they post those comments like oh, ridiculous, or or stuff like that. What a bunch of bullshit. Yeah, well then explain why I can line these up. So good. Florida. See how it still matches up as it goes through? Reoccurring patterns. I keep telling you guys. Well, I know most of you. I know a lot of you already believe me, but then there's those people that don't, and it's too bad for them because it just only proves that they have a closed mind. You have to think big to see this, but it is what it is. Though it is, and then this fits again right here. See, it's reoccurring patterns all the way. That's why I claim that I can I can I have backtracked this to the actual event that created our planet. This is, man, this is, there's so much more. You guys got to understand that I can't possibly make a video that explains the whole thing at once. That's why a lot of these videos are kind of broken up, you know, and they maybe alone they don't make a lot of sense, but together they should. But yeah, there's the I forget the name, but somebody was asking me about the Great Lakes, and this area is what obviously created it, created them. Once I rotate it around, you'll see that that's a fact. And this also created, well, I'll have to show you another time because I'm running out of time. Spillover. This is a spillover. They're all related to this spillover right here. When I flip this, you can see that the arm, this thing in this arm, looks like an arm. They rotate the same kind of angle as this and this. Reoccurring pattern. Reoccurring pattern. Um, what else was there? Yeah, I think that's it. Just in case there's somebody that's questioning this coastline, the east coastline. Reoccurring patterns all the way to here. See this right here? This is what gouged out our Gulf of Mexico, eh? And not just the Gulf of Mexico, the Great Lakes too, the Hudson Bay, and everything else. See that? Look. Hold on, let me get a nice steady zero shot or centered shot. So there's no mistaking. That's what made the Gulf of Mexico. There, see how this lines up here? Right there. Then it continues on down and gouges that out too. And it's going to match every single bit of the way too. And I can say that with confidence, just in case any of those haters out there just don't believe me. Well, see that? See how it fits into there? It's just, this is it. Come on, man. Can we really? I mean, this is a lot of evidence right here. And now I'm off track. This was about Africa, but I couldn't resist. I got to show you these things. Look at this. See how it just recurring pattern, over and over again, which is not explained by plate tectonics or any theory that I've seen yet. There's that one. Hold on. Yeah, I wanted to throw a shout out, I guess, to Moon Hits Earth, because he he caught some of this early on, I guess, for a while now, and possibly I think even before I started noticing any of this, and but the difference, I mean, even though he noticed a few, a bunch of, some of the stuff that I noticed, he noticed that there's some, similarities and all that. His theory is completely different from mine. Um, Mine's basically um, related to the electric universe, I think. It's my opinion. Um, Whether they want to, want to, I would think they would want to check this out, but I don't know. Science is pretty weird these days. I don't know what to expect anymore from scientists. But if I was them, I would definitely check this out. It would change everything for him. But yeah, I wanted to give him a shout out. That you guys may want to check out his YouTube channel because he put a lot of hard work into this, a similar thing that I got here. But you know, give it a shot. See what you think. His moon hits Earth. That's his name. Okay, I showed you this with Africa. You can see the similarities right there. Kind of a no-brainer. What I'm starting to think this is Africa is a large spill out. It's the spill out but growing bigger because it resembles this looks like this but reversed. If I had this rotated and then flipped around, actually this looks like a bit. Okay, this to me looks like a bigger version of this right here, of this guy, and he's a spill out. You can see that it's overflowing and spilling out and spreading, and then I think it turns into this because I think these are reoccurring patterns of one another, even though they don't look alike. They're just different moments in time. This came first, then this started to widen. If you rotate this, this starts to look like, well, look, it looks like Africa right here. Okay, and then flip-flopped, just like I rotated Mexico. This would flip-flop and become this, which is wider and bigger. So this is the spill out. This is a bigger spill out of the same spill out, if that makes any sense. But I got more evidence why I think that. This is really what this is more complete of what made Africa, is these two areas here. They're basically the same thing. Like I said, they're recurring patterns of one another, but they're different depths and I think opposite rotations. Like how I flip flopped Mexico. You see if this is rotating. The Eye of Sahara. This is what made the Eye of Sahara. This is rotating and oh shit, I went the wrong way. Oh, where'd it go? Oh yeah, right here. See this? This is a complete mystery, utter mystery. But you can easily see that this is made by electrical and it was rotating. Just look at it. Come on. You, what else could you think it would be that did this? This is electrical. Look. And yet they won't tell you. They'll tell you anything made this but electrical. They really don't want you to know about electrical. guess I'm gonna have to make another part to this video. Dang it! I had really something really important to show you guys, so I'm gonna cut this one off right here, and then looks like an eye, huh? Yeah, I see a lot of that. Um, Look at these. Could this be old trails? I wonder. Looks like it buried or something. But yeah, that's what that is. Anyways, yeah, I have actually some really important stuff I gotta show in the next video for you guys. So, if you want to know the truth about how this planet was made, subscribe. Um, I already told you I wasn't gonna let you down. I was gonna actually, I guarantee, by the time I'm done um, sharing this, people are gonna know that this is how it is. That this planet was made by a Berglund current, and it would turn into a vortex, and it had a spillover, and then that was the surface features, and then the rest filled up. But you know, I was thinking, if it's a vortex, it's quite possible that after it was done sucking out whatever it was off of Saturn or whatever to make this planet, it may have sucked the tube free, clear. There might be, I'm just saying, just like like just a guess that I'm thinking that it's possible there could be a tunnel that leads to the core, maybe two tunnels. I don't know, depending on the currents, whatever. But even I don't know if you noticed this, but Antarctica is shaped. These mountains are shaped like a spiral galaxy because this obviously was spinning. This may have been the very top of the vortex. Um, the thing is I can place Antarctica up at the at the North Pole. So is it possible that Antarctica may have been both North and South Pole at one time? Because even if you follow this, where'd it go? Yeah, we've got multiple paths here, but this one is what I'm interested in. This is the Mid-Atlantic Ridge. Oh, and what I was going to show you in this video, I'm going to show you next one, is that this is also that spillover, which then means that this Mid-Atlantic Ridge isn't what they say it is. More evidence. This is the spillover. And notice that this line, which is the Mid-Atlantic Ridge, uh, goes all the way to Antarctica and then comes up to here. And it's weird, is it kind of, it misses and then it hits again right here. But there's something going on. You guys have to check out the next video because there's something really interesting with these islands that I need to show you. For one, they're censored, and they are censored, by the way, especially this one. And I already looked it up, and I know they're censored. And there's actually a couple reasons why. Some of them some people will blame it on the because Russia detonated their nuclear bombs over here, but I don't think that's it. I think there's other reasons why, because these were off limits before they even before they even had nuclear weapons. So yeah, yeah, they censor you guys. Yeah, a lot of the data you don't get is censored. I mean, anyways, I'm gonna make part two after I upload this. Thanks for watching, and go over the stuff I pointed out in this video. It's so simple that even a hater could believe it. Thanks for watching.